not saying I'm an expert in serial killers, but as my number one, you guessed it, I had to put the 2023 movie The Killer does not have very developed characters. As you can imagine by the title, most of them are also very short-lived.
I walk back.
But anyway, we'll do our best to judge their performance and the impact they had on the movie. The 5 characters we'll be pitting against each other are the lawyer, the secretary, the expert, the client, and the killer. Starting at number 5, I have the lawyer, played by Charles Parnell. While we didn't get to see much of him before he got stapled, the acting felt robotic, and instead of trying to understand what he was saying, I was stuck on this feeling of rigidity, like the actor was disconnected from the scene. I understand that lawyers are supposed to be good at controlling their emotions, but that was just too much for me. I didn't care at all about his backstory or anything he had to say. I was never surprised by anything in this scene. For me, the stapler did a much better job at that.
Years. The fuck?
My one-word summary for this character would be forgettable. Moving on to number 4, I picked the client, played by Arliss Howard. From the first moment we hear him talk with the killer, I feel like the actor met my expectations. I wasn't amazed, but I like how he appeared as a casual rich businessman who is living in his own world and sometimes is completely disconnected from the impact of his actions. It was surprising how his talking made him avoid the bullet. So for that, he gets some originality points. My one-word summary for this character is clueless. For number 3, I chose the expert, played by Tilda Swinton. I have to say, I was impressed by her acting. She had to deal with a script that was not so great, in my opinion. I feel like a great amount of time was spent talking about that stupid bear joke, which didn't bring anything to the story or the character. What I liked was how her reaction felt normal in the circumstances. Being a killer herself, she knows what's waiting for her and is visibly affected by it. The experts also get some bonus points for trying to save herself with a dagger just before dying.
Help a girl up, won't you?
My one-word summary for this character is troubling. For number 2, I picked the secretary. This was actually a very hard choice since she's the only character I actually cared about in this movie. Her emotions looked real and fitting to what was happening to her. She's a bit of a victim of the circumstances and you can feel like she's the only normal person in the movie. I found myself hoping that she would find a way to escape or to convince the killer to leave her alone. But it hit me when she just suddenly died. My one-word summary for this character is emotional. As my number 1, you guessed it, I had to put the killer himself, Michael Fassbender. Maybe it's not fair because he has much more screen time than all the other characters, but while he's a very cold character, you at least get to know him and understand his personality. I'm not saying I'm an expert in serial killers, but if I had to guess the personality of someone doing his job, that would be it. It was very intriguing to see someone like him go through all this trouble and danger to kill everyone that was involved in an attack against his wife. That suggests he deeply cares about his wife, and on the other hand, he has no trouble coldly killing anyone without thinking about it twice. You cannot help but wonder how he truly feels about his wife. My one-word summary for this character is cold. So that was my ranking for the 5 characters of The Killer. But what if you forgot some part of the story or need a bit of a refresher? I have exactly what you need. Check out this video where you'll get a blazing summary of the movie. And if you want to know how this movie ranks against others, I give you my final score for the movie in this video.